Hi everyone. Today I'm going to tell you about ethical leadership. Ethical leadership is one of the forms of leadership. It assumes importance and relevance in today's complex and multi-layered world. If you see ethics, the most important idol or the role model for ethical leadership is Maryada Purushottam. He was the ultimate as far as ethics were concerned, and ethics are nothing but the principles which you have. These are the principles which you have. The principles can be your values, your belief system, and your words which have so much of meaning to the followers who are following you. A leader basically has to have understanding of two major things. First is understanding of self. He should understand himself. There should be no conflict within himself. He should have clear ideas, a very crystal clear vision, and the goal well set and well timed. Then he should understand others also. When I say understanding others, means that he should understand what are the problems of the people whom he is going to lead, what society they are staying, what kind of environment they are living, and what kind of challenges they have. So a leader basically has got a triangular approach which says the leader himself, the group, and the cause. A leader is as strong as his followers are. And his followers basically are looking for four things in a leader, and they all flow from the ethics. First is the trust, stability, sustainability, and hope. Because if they have a trust quotient which is very high, they're going to follow you. Initially, they will test you on so many test beds. And once they pose their trust, they are going to follow you blindly. As we have seen in the army, we are told that you have to win the trust of the men you command. Similarly, whether you are a business leader, or you are a social leader, or you are a military leader, or even for that matter, the religious leaders, they have a very important impact on the society. And they are not, the preachers of the yesteryears. They now command a good following as far as the followers are concerned. The trust is like, when you throw a child up in air, the child goes happily. He has all happiness on his face, knowing fully well that when he comes down, somebody is going to hold him, and he comes down happily. So that is the kind of trust a leader should give to its followers. Then is the stability. The leader should have some kind of stability. There should not be fair weather or opportunists. Like most of the leaders you will find, especially in the political arena, that they are fair weather. If you see our own election system, there are leaders who have prominence, who have that kind of trust among people, But there are seasonal leaders also. They get bloomed for one season or session or one election, and then they fade away because they are not able to sustain. When I say stability, there is a very good Oriental saying which says that if your horizon or vision is say about 1 year, then cultivate flowers. If it is 10 years, cultivate trees. And if it is eternity, cultivate people. That's why you must have seen the leaders, they cultivate people. Next is hope. You see, everything hinges on hope. That's why they say for expansion of any personality, any organization or any company, hope has to be there. You must have realized the best example of hope is the Jews who struggled. The Jewish struggle which was there is the biggest example of struggle. They fully were in the clutches of the Egyptians, but the hope was there. That's why in Judaism, the festival of Passover, it teaches us that hope is one thing which can even move the mountains. Even during World War, there were 6 million Jews who were massacred. But just because they were hopeful, they had hope, they came out of the clutches of Egyptians. So what we require these days is organic leaders, not synthetic leaders. A leader who doesn't have any toxic ideas, who is well-meaning, who's looking for goals which are for the betterment of the organization, for the betterment of people, for uplifting the people, not looking for myopic goals to achieve his own self-settled goals. He should be able to move people, he should fight for their cause, and he should drive those people to such an extent that they blindly follow him and achieve what their terminal objective has been set for them, be it in society, be it in industry, be it in any military campaign, or be it any religious leader. So self-expansion is a better part of valor. I mean, there is no denying fact, but you must take your organization forward, and once you have done that, you have established those ethics as far as leadership is concerned. So the ethical leadership is preserving your values. It is not about charisma. It is about principles. It is not one-upmanship. It is fighting for a cause. So once you have done that, you will be able to establish all the ethics which people are looking in it, and you will be able to lead people in a better manner, in a more convincing manner, and in a more victorious manner. Jai Hind, Godspeed.